Do you ever feel drained? Like you're just running on fumes by mid-afternoon? What if I told you your true energy source isn't only what you eat, but a living current inside you, waiting to be awakened? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might shift everything you thought about vitality and spiritual power. Most teach that the body's fuel comes from food, water, and sleep. That's true, as far as the physical goes. But the great mystics speak of another dimension, a subtle current called Prana, drawn in through the etheric body, flowing through chakras, animating every cell. Paramhansa Yogananda describes this energy as more than raw vitality. He presents the notion that one can draw cosmic energy consciously into the body, letting it heal, energize, and spiritualize. Life energy, the power that heals, SRF. He says we often depend too heavily on the battery of food, oxygen, and sunlight, but the invisible cosmic current is the reservoir we seldom tap. The system uses will to draw energy from the cosmic source and distribute that energy to the trillions of cells in the body. But how does this happen practically? Enter the chakra system, energetic centers weaving together body, mind, and spirit. Among these, one stands out as crucial for converting that current into inner fire: the Manipura Chakra, often called the solar plexus chakra. It's where the inner sun kindles. Now, we must bring in Omram Mikhail Ivanhov, who teaches vividly about the spiritual role of the sun in us. He says, "You are not yet aware that the sun's rays are able to feed your spirit. Yes, but only if you learn how to receive them, only if you open yourself to them with all your heart and soul." Another of his teachings: if you take the sun as your model, little by little, your intellect will receive its light, your heart its warmth, and your spirit its power. And above all, you will give as the sun gives. In other words, the sun is both metaphor and mechanism. It models pure giving, and its rays become the bridge by which you align with cosmic energy. The sun doesn't take, it only radiates. To work with that in yourself is to enter a school of generosity and light. Imagine this. Each dawn, you breathe at your solar plexus, visualizing a golden sphere expanding. The first rays reach your body. Your plexus, begins to drink that light. Over weeks, that becomes your inner reservoir, a furnace that powers your clarity, your courage, your creativity. You might ask, what does that feel like? If Manipura is kindled, life becomes more fluid. You feel a steady warmth, clarity and decision, courage to act. When it's blocked, fear, indecision, lethargy creep in. The laughter in your eyes dims. You second-guess everything. Now, before we dive deeper, try this with me for 30 seconds. Hands on your abdomen, inhale slowly. Imagine golden light filling behind the navel. Hold, then exhale, letting that light radiate outward. Even if subtle, notice what stirs. This is a micro-initiation. Welcome back. In Part 2, we explore Manipura's inner architecture, how it works, how to stoke it responsibly, and how tradition and physiology intersect. Symbol and function.
The name Manipura means City of Gems. In yogic lore, it is portrayed as a lotus with 10 petals, containing a downward-pointing triangle, symbolic of energy entering, consolidating, then distributing. It is associated with the fire element, Agni, the inner furnace that digests not only food, but impressions, emotions, beliefs. As Kundalini or life force rises, Manipura is the crucible, the triage center between passivity and action. Classical yogic texts link it with Samana Vayu, the subtle wind that harmonizes inbound prana and outbound apana. In intuitive terms, it's where assimilation and elimination balance, making it central to human transformation. Physiological echo. There is fascinating resonance in modern anatomy. The celiac plexus sits right behind the stomach area, radiating nerves to many digestive organs. It is often called the solar plexus in physiology. In holistic perspectives, scholars have explored parallels between that network and Manipura. How energy flows, how stress disturbs digestion, how strong will influences gut health. While scientific proof is elusive, the correspondence is compelling. Challenges and polarity. Manipura is a dual-edged sword. If underactive, you may feel fatigue, low self-esteem, lack of direction, coldness. If overactive, you risk irritability, aggression, control issues, burnout. The work is to elevate fire without burning. Practical protocols. Here's a refined practice sequence. Solar respiration, 4-6. Sit upright, hands on belly. Inhale, 4 counts. Visualizing a sphere of gold behind the navel, hold, 2, exhale, 6, letting light expand. Repeat 7 cycles. Mantra, Ram, either aloud or vibrated in the mind, coordinated with your exhalations. Each Ram strikes the area of the navel, gently activating it. Sun contemplation. At dawn, or gently morning light, gaze with soft eyes toward the horizon, not into the full sun. Imagine rays entering your solar plexus, filling your internal reservoir, then radiating outward. Ivanhoff instructs that by looking at the sun, by trying to identify with it, we gradually find our own center. Color projection. Visualize 7 rays: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, originating at your navel chakra, radiating into every organ, limb, sense. This color breath technique helps distribute the fire. Emotional purification. Notice recurring fears, desires, shame, blame. These are residues that block the alchemy. Each time they surface, breathe them into the light. Let the fire transmute them. No suppression, just transformation. Bridges to Yogananda and Ivanhoff. Yogananda's energization exercises are designed to use will to draw cosmic energy and distribute it to the cells. Recharging the body with cosmic energy. His view is that we generally rely too much on physical energy sources. The spiritual current is underutilized. Ivanhoff, in The Sun as a Model, urges that the sun be not just admired, but modeled. If you take the sun as your model, little by little, your intellect will receive its light, your heart its warmth, and your spirit its power. Above all, you will give as the sun gives. Elsewhere, he writes, "A beam of sunlight. When you learn to receive these sunbeams, they will bring you not only the sun's knowledge, but the sun's love, its life, and its strength." He also warns, the majority of humans gain almost nothing from the sun because they look at it while thinking of other things. You must consciously receive.
Integration challenge. After practicing, pay attention. Do your decisions feel lighter? Do you sense a clarity you lacked before? Does a fire in your gut shift your posture, your tone? That is Manipura waking. But don't push too fast. Cultivate patience. The light you ignite must be grounded in ethics and awareness. Now you're ready for the final act. Kundalini rising, responsibly meeting the inner sun, using that force ethically and embedding a daily dawn ritual. Kundalini meets Manipura. Kundalini is the latent serpent power at the base of the spine. When awakened, it ascends through the chakras. When it reaches Manipura, a transmutation happens. Your volition, will, is tempered by the fire. Your lower self is refined. Your courage is spiritualized. The aim is not display, but harmony, as Yogananda says, directing the current toward divine light frees you from bondage to the body. But this energy is potent. Without ethical foundation, humility, compassion, integrity, it can devolve into spiritual ego, coercion, or burnout. Avenhoff helps us. The sun gives indiscriminately. If we model ourselves on the sun, we learn to give, not to hoard. In Become Like the Sun, he urges, let your whole being be on fire with it, be illuminated by it. The desire to give light, warmth, and life will make you more light-filled, warmer, more alive. Daily sunrise ritual, minimum 7 minutes. Wake before or near dawn. Sit upright, relax shoulders. 3 full breaths to ground. 4-2-6. Breathing into the solar zone. 7 cycles. Chant Ram, 2 to 3 minutes, focusing on the navel center. Contemplate the rising sun. Imagine rays entering your solar plexus, filling your reservoir, then radiating outward. Then mentally send that light as blessing to those you care about, to beings, to Earth. Conclude with 3 internal statements of gratitude or intention, e.g., I will act with clarity, I will speak my truth, I will serve with compassion. Throughout your day, before decisions or stressful moments, pause, breathe 4-6 at the plexus. Invoke your sun core. Neutralize reactivity. Reclaim center. At night, reflect. Where did your inner fire shine? Where did it flicker? Ethics and power. The true test, does your inner fire uplift others as much as it empowers you? If after your action, others feel lighter, more calm, clearer, you used your light well. If hardness, pride, division follow, then the fire is untempered. Return to sunrise, rebalance, ultimate source. Ask, from where does this energy ultimately flow? Yogananda's deeper teaching, cosmic energy enters through microchannels, but its source is the divine consciousness. The body is a conductor, the soul is the beacon. The reservoir you build is less for your ego and more as a bridge to the infinite. Ivanhoe adds wisdom. You must not think of the light of the sun as the true light of God. That other light is so subtle. For us, it is darkness. In other words, the sun is reflection, channel. The inner sun, the divine sun within you, is subtle and infinite. So tomorrow, when dawn paints the sky, ask, do I want to be a sun? If yes, rise. Ignite your city of gems. Radiate. Serve.